Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedaya Kori Sapashara Sriya Dhamma Sahavatari Adyanta Dulabha Prema Kori Baredana Shikhaya Sharanagati Bhakatera Pranam Tanyatmani Vedana Goptrit Bevarana Avyasya Rakshive Krishna Vishwasapalana Bhakti Anukula Matra Karara Sikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Vajanangikara Saranga Saranagati Haibedahara Tahara Pratana Sune Shinanda Kumara Upasanatana Pate Tantatri Nakare Bhakate Vinoda Pade Dupada Dhore Kadiya Kadiya Bole Amita Adhama Shikhaye Sharanagati Karahe Uttam Jaya Sapashara Jaya Gaura Hari Sapashara Jaya Gaura Hari Gauranga? Nityananda? Anyone? Radhika? Nityananda Gauranga? Yeah.
Do you know what page it's on? Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira Hari Hari bolite nai yane babenira Gauranga bolite Araka benita chadet karuna hoibe samsara vasana mora kabetu chahabe Vishaya Chadiya Kabe Shuddha Bhimana Kabe Hamahera Shri Vrindavana. Kabe Hamahera Shri Vrindavana. Rupada Gunata Pade Haibe Akuti Kabe Hamavuja Bose Jugala Piriti. Rupada Gunata Pade Rahu Morasha Pratana Kariye Sada Narottamadas. Goranga bolite habe pulaka sharira hari hari bolite na yane babenira. Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaurahari Sachinandan Jaya Gaurahari Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur.
Anyone else want to sing?
Sucharuva, page 289. Sucharuvaktramandalam Sukarnaratnakundalam Suchachitanga Chandanam Namami Nandanandanam Sudriganetra Pankajam Shiki Shikandam Urdajam Ananga Koti Mohanam Namami Nandanandanam Sunasikagram Swachandadanta Panktikam Navam Buddhangachikanam Namami Nandanandanam Karena Venuranjitam Gati Karindra Ganjitam Tukulapita Shobhanam Namami Nandanandanam Tribhanga Deha Sundaram Nakadyute Sudhakaram Amulya Ratna Bhushanam Namami Nandanandanam Sudanda Anga Sorabamuro Virajikostupam Spurachtrivatsalanjanam Namami Nandanandanam Vrindavanam Sunagaram Vilasanugavasasam Surendra Garvam Mochanam Namami Nandanandanam Vrajangana Sunayakam Sadasukha Pradayakam Jaganmana Pralobhanam Namami Nandanandanam Shri Nandanandanashtakam Paderyacharayam Dvita Tared Bhavabdim Dustaram Labetarangri Yugmakam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanam. Page 25. Munindra Brindavandite Triloka Shoka Harini Prasana Vaktra Pankaje Nikunja Bhum Vilasini Vrajendra Banu Nandini Vrajendra Sunu Sangate Kadakarishyasi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Ashoka Briksha Vadari Vitanam Landapastite Pravala Vala Palava Prabharurangri Komare Varabhayas Purat Kore Prabhutasam Padalaye Kadakarishyasi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Anangaranga Mangaram Prasanga Bangura Bruvam Savi Brahmam Sasam Brahmam Ganta Bana Patanai Nirantaram Vashikrita Pratipti Nandanandane Kadakarishyasi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Tadit Suvarna Champaka Pradipta Gaura Vigrahe Mukha Prabha Padasta Kuti Sharadendru Mandale Vichitra Chitra Sancharach Chakora Shavalokane Pragdakarishyasi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Madon Madati Yovane Pramoramana Mandite Priyanuragaranjite Kalavilasa Pandite Ananya Danya Kunjaraja Kama Keli Kovide Kadakarishyasi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Asheshahava Bhavadiram Hirahara Bhushite Prabhuta Shata Kumbha Kumbha Kumbhi Kumbha Sustani Prashasta Mandahasya Chona Punya Sokya Sagare Kadakarish Sihamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Vinala Vala Vararitaranga Ranga Dolate Latagra Lasya Lolani La Lochana Valokane La La Lulan Milan Manogram Mugdamo Hanashite Kadakarishansi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Suvarnam Malikanchitam Trireka Kambukantage Trisutra Mangali Gunam Triratna Dipti Dirhiti Salola Nirakuntala Prasuna Gucha Gumpite Kadakarishyasi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Nitamba Bimbalamba Mana Pushpam Mekalagune Prashasta Ratna Kinkeni Kalapa Madhyamam Jule Karindra Dunda Dandikavaro Aso Bhagoruke Kadakarishyamsi Hamam Pagataksha Bhajanam Aneka Mantra Nara Manjunu Purara Vaskalar Samaja Raja Hamsabam Shanikvanati Gaurave Vilola Hema Varari Vidam Bicharu Chankrame Kadakarishyasi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Ananta Koti Vishnu Lokanam Rapadmajarchite Himadrija Pudomaja Virincha Javara Prade Apada Siddhi Digdasat Padangulinake Dakarish Yasi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Makeshvari Kriyeshvari Swadeshvari Sureshvari Triveda Bharateshvari Pramana Shashaneshvari Rameshvari Kshameshvari Pramodakananeshvari Vrajeshvari Vrajadipe Shiradike Namostute Iti Mamad Bhutam Stavam Nisham Yabanunanteni Karotu Santatam Janam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Bhaveta Daiva Sanchicha Chirupa Karma Nashanam Bhaveta Dabrajendra Sunumandala Praveshanam Katakarishyasi Hamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Prishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe Nanda Nanda Jaya Shri Krishna Nandan Nandan Govinda. Right.
Namamishwaram Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Holukad Ladavamanam Param Nistaratyam Tatadruta Gopya Rudantamuhunetram Yogam Rejantam Karam Bhoja Yugamena Satankanetram Muhuswasakampa Trirekhakakanta Sitagraivadamo Taram Bhakti Bhadam Itiknidalilabhid Ananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajantam Akhyapayantam Tadiyashitagnesu Bhaktirtitatvam Puna prematasam Shatavriti vande Namami swaram Sachidananda rupam Lasat kundalam Gokule brajamanam Varam deva moksham Namokshav swadimva Nachanyam vrineham Varesharapiha Higam teva purnatam Gopalapalam Sadame manase ave Rastam kimanai Idam te mukham bhojam Avyaktanile Vritam kutale snigdha Rakta sagopya Muhushumbitam bimbam Rakta dharam me Manasya virastam Alam lakshalabhe Namami swaram sachidananda rupam Lasat kundalam gokule brajamanam Namo deva damodaran Ananta vishnu Siddha prabhuka Jala primagnam Kripadrishti vrishati Dinam batanam Graneshamagnam Ediakshitesha Kuberam Madhu Murtyaya Bhagavadva Dayamochito Bhakti Prajakritocha Tadha Prema Bhakti Sakame Prayacha Namoksha Graho Mesti Damodareha Namami Swaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namaste Sudamne Spuratipti Damne Tate Otarayata Vishwasadhamne Namo Radhikaye Tadiya Priyaye Namo Nantale Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Nanta Lilaya Devaya Tukyam Yadevaya Nama Miswaram Sachidananda Damodara Radha Damodara Damodara Radha Damodara Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Raman Bihari Radha Raman Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Chitanmayatayo Taravo Benedush Tang Sarva Bhutaridayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vahinai Aparada Lakshai Chiptascha Kamari Tarangamade Kripa Maitwam Sharanam Prapadam Vinde Namaste Charanada Vindam Tavevasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vigyai Radhe Tam Nayanam Charanantike Angashamalim Chatabirabito Mandi Kritendi Varam Jadyam Jagurarochitam Vitadatam Patam Barasya Shriya Vrindaranya Nivasinam Hidilasatam Abhyamodaram Radha Skanda Niveshito Jolabhutam Dhyaim Damodaram Dhyaim Damodaram Kripayati Adi Radha Badita Shesha Badha Kima Paravishishtam Pushti Madharayorme Yadi Vadati Chakinchit Smerahaso Ditashir Dvijavaramani Panktya Mukti Shuktya Tadakim Shama Sundara Shakanda Shekhar Smeraha Marali Manohara Radhika Rasika Mama Kripanidhi Swapriya Charanam Kinkarim Kuru Prananata Vishabhanu Nandini Shri Mukhabjarasalola Sadpada Radhika Paratale Kritastitim Tvam Bhajami Rasikendra Shekhar Samvidaya Dashane Chinam Vibho Partaye Brajamahendra Nandana Astu Mohana Tavati Balaba Janma Janmani Madishvari Priya. First of all, offer heartfelt obeisance to my beloved Holy Master, Nitya Vishwam Vishnu Pada Sotsochi Shima Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Also unto Nitya Vishwam Vishnu Pada Sotsochi Shima Bhaktivedanta Bharti Goswami Maharaj. And unto our Nitya Vishwam Vishnu Pada Sotsochi Shima Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Our entire Rupanuga Varga. And to our Srimati Shamrani, who's heading our Braj Mandal Prikrama here in Miami Dham, but really we're in Vrindavan Dham, 2025. So she's a little bit under the weather, not coming down this morning. But we are going to Imlitala, Shringarvat, Jaramandal, and Radha Damodar. And I think we'll save Sevakunj for her. Haribo? I think Sumuki's there trying to put the live stream on, probably. So I was going to show a few pictures just to bring us. This is outside Gopinath Bhavan. This is where we're staying right now. Oops. That's, yeah. So Parikrama was thousands of people. And this is right in front of Gopinath Bhavan. Where did you want to go? Oh, sweet picture. And this is in Gopinath Bhavan. Gurudev would come down morning and evening to speak. Oh, there's me in 2006. So this is the gully we're going to walk down to get to Radha Damodar today. Oops. I thought I had more pictures in here. Oh, this is Lakshman at the Jamuna. And this is, walking on the Parikrama Marg in Vrindavan. That's Gurudev's balcony. He would watch us all. He would only go out to like the first place and then go back, but he would watch us all come back into Gopinath Bhavan when we came back. Oh, there's Krishna Mai. And I love this picture. Just wanted to bring us to Vrindavan before we head to, we're going first? Oh, actually, we're just gonna walk outside, turn left, and now enter into, I'll go online and get the pictures of Imlital. And Sharda Ji is gonna speak at Imlitala.
Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my obeisances to my Diksha Guru Devi, Srimati Shamarani Didi, similarly to my Param Guru Devs, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. So we walked out to the left, we took our shoes off, and now we're walking up the stairs into the Imlital temple. We offer our obeisances, and we'll circumambulate the beautiful tamarind tree that both Krishna and Mahaprabhu shared pastimes under. It's right on the bank of the Yamuna, just outside of Gopinath Bhavan, and also what I'll be speaking from, I got information from Essence of All Advice and the Brajmandal Parikrama book. So for Krishna, how this tree is related to Krishna, after he disappears from the Ras Leela with Srimati Radhika, they go to Shringarvat, which I think we'll hear about from Haridas Prabhu. So I won't go into too much detail about what happens there. But when they are in Shringarvat, Krishna ends up leaving Srimati Radhika. And when he leaves her, he rests underneath the Imli tree. And there he begins to feel great separation from her. He's weeping, calling out her name, and he's absorbed in thinking of her. And he's drowned in thoughts of her. And this is where he takes on her golden complexion. He loses his blackish complexion. And Srila Gurudev, in Essence of All Advice, explains that his Gurudev, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, describes it that when he takes on her complexion, he also simultaneously takes on her mood. And he begins actually calling out, oh Krishna, where are you? And it's also explained that the Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnavas actually really are in some ways pleased that Krishna is in this sort of deep separation from Srimati Radhika, that we should relish this because Krishna should weep for her. He should be looking for her and going for her. She shouldn't have to go out. She's like a sweet, simple girl. She shouldn't have to run and be distressed, looking everywhere for Krishna. She shouldn't have to go all over looking for him. So that's how Krishna spent his time under this tree. And Mahaprabhu, when he was in Vrindavan, he was staying at Akrura Ghat, and during the day he would go to Imlital to chant the holy name, and there he was completely absorbed in ecstasy and the bhavs of remembrance of the pastimes here, and all bodily oh, at the bone. Okay, looking around. Okay. So he's always absorbed in ecstasy, has all the bodily transformations, and tears flowing from his eyes, and then the other thing that I read about this tree is that once somebody had cut this tree and there was blood that oozed from the tree, and they say that a lot of the creepers and trees in Vrindavan are actually sadhus that are doing bhajan in Vrindavan in the form of these transcendental plants. So I guess, yeah. About the bow. Oh, okay. So there's also a pastime of what's the name of the brahmachari that was with Mahaprabhu? I forget. But when Mahaprabhu was staying there, there was a It's Balabhadra. Yeah, he heard some. I think locals were saying that there were. I think they were they Muslims? Were saying that there was Krishna was displaying his pastimes at Kali Ghat, and Mahaprabhu said you shouldn't go to see this. Krishna doesn't display his pastimes for ordinary people. You can't just go see them. And so they went and they saw, and they discovered that it was just people, I think, out in the distance in a boat, kind of pretending to display Krishna's pastimes. And what am I forgetting? Oh, they were just fishermen. Oh, okay. But they thought it was Krishna dancing on Kaliya. So I'm trying to think of what the point of that pastime would be. Like what it's showing. But what else does it say? Okay. Okay. Okay, so if anybody couldn't hear, it's Krishna doesn't display these pastimes to anybody. It's only revealed through the heart of the pure devotees. So we have to use our discretion when hearing from people, I guess. Okay, so, yeah.
Good job, Sharada. Just wanted to find a picture of Radha Gopinath because they're so beautiful. And this, there we go. Is that them? Radha Gopinath and Imlitala? Yeah. And this temple was, I don't know what Mat he started, but Bhakti Saranga Maharaj's temple. And he managed this temple for a long time, and now his successor. And Bhakti Saranga Maharaj was one of the biggest collectors of the Gaudiya Mat. He was known for that. Jai. Shri Imlitala ki jai. Let's make sure we take the dust there on our heads and eyes and mouth and heart. And the Mahaprabhu that's there also. Actually, one thing that Sharmandidi learned from Gurudev, who then has taught to us, is that every time we go to a holy place or a pastime, where there's a corresponding mantra. I think she was saying that she would just say like Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna, Prabhupada's Pranam mantra everywhere she went, and then Gurudev taught her. So when we come to this Mahaprabhu, since like Sharda said, he's taken the golden complexion, he's in the Krishna, the mood of Radharani. So in complexion of Radharani, he's Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We say the prayer of Param Gurudev's that we learned, that we went over the other day on his disappearance day. Radha Chinta Niveshana Yasya Kanta Vilopita Shri Krishna Charanam Bande Radha Lingita Vigraha. Of course, we can say any prayer to Mahaprabhu when we go there, but that is one specifically that Gurudev mentions that corresponds with this pastime place. So Haridas Prabhu is we got like a 3-minute walk. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimurandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurinmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Goda Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Vanayati Namane Vandeham Bhakti Chakodam Gauranga Nija Preshtitam Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Sumevaram Namastubhyam. I offer my obeisances unto my Diksha Guru Srila Bhaktivedanta Vanga Samaraj, to my Shiksha Guru Pujaniya Shrimati Shamrane Didi, to the whole Rupanuga Guru Varga, to all of you, and to the sacred land of Vrindavan. I appreciate this opportunity to learn, grow, and speak. So Shringarvat. So Srila Param Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj explains that this place lies a little east from where we just were at Imlitala. It's on the bank of the Yamuna. And while out grazing, the cows, Subal and the other sakas joyfully decorated Krishna here with diverse colors and ornaments. In turn, to break Srimati Radhika's man, Sri Krishna ornamented her with marvelously imaginative decorations made of flowers that he personally picked. This is very wonderfully described in Srimad Bhagavatam, which I will read from in a moment. So it's described that during the Ras Leela, when Srimati Radhika saw Krishna dance with the other gopis as well as with her, she left the Ras, the dance. Wishing to hide herself, she sat down in this solitary place. So this is where she sat. This is where she sat when she left the Ras dance. And it's here that Rasika Sri Krishna decorated Srimati Ji with many different types of flowers, Baili, Chameli, and others that he personally picked and thereby pleased her. So then the Sakis were out searching for her. And when one Saki said to the other Saki, "Oh, look, look." Okay. Oh, hold on, I was going to switch to the other book, so. Okay. Okay. So we're going to read now from Srila Gurudev's commentary on Sri Ras Panchadhyayi, the 5 chapters on the Ras Leela. And so, would you actually mind staying? Because I was kind of hoping to ask you my questions. Okay. So, this is, so leading up to this current scene, we've heard the last 2 days how during Sharadiya Purnima, the full moon day that happened 4 days ago, Sri Krishna sees the moon rising, and in such a way that it looks that the moon is decorating the southern sky with red kumkum. And this inspires Krishna, inspires him within his heart that now he wants to enjoy Ras with the gopis. And we hear in this Ras Panchadhyay from Param Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj how Krishna had been stirring the gopis in such a way to develop their ras, not their ras, but their ras, their transcendental mellows, so that they could come to this moment, so that they could be enjoyed. They could enjoy it in this way, and this is coming after when he took their garments, and this is what that really culminated in this ras dance taking place. So now Krishna sees the moon, it then awakens within him that mood to call the gopis, and he plays the flute. And as we've heard from Guru Devi, their minds become so just immediately hearing that clean sound, just immediately drop whatever they're doing and go to him. And so they have these really playful exchanges when they first meet with Krishna out in the dark forest. I mean, imagine these are now 12-and-a-half-year-old girls out in the dark forest under the moonlight, meeting with Krishna, and there's countless numbers of them. And we read in the Srimad Bhagavatam that even though there are so many of them, they're all so completely absorbed in Krishna's flute song, they don't even notice the other gopis along the way. They're all, even though the forest is filled with them, they're just so focused on finding Krishna. And so there are then these playful exchanges where, filled with layered meanings, where the external meaning may say one thing, but really deeply internally it's saying other things. And the gopis and Krishna are answering each other's questions before they ask it. So for example, we've heard how Krishna said, "What are you doing here? Why are you out here in the forest late at night? You should be at home with your husbands. That's the best thing for a chaste wife to be doing in Vedic culture." And the gopis are responding saying, "You are our guru. You are our guru, and therefore we worship you. You are our topmost." And we, in the commentary from especially Jiva Goswami, we hear how every single word that they're saying is actually a back and forth to answer subtexts, that's subtext and deeper exchanges happening beneath the surface. And so at this point, where we're at Shringarvat, the Ras Leela the dance itself had started. The gopis had this pride that, oh, I am the only one dancing with Krishna. Srimati Radhika left seeing that Krishna was dancing with all the other gopis. She's now come to Shringarvat, and then Krishna, now that Radhika is not there, leaves. And the gopis are sent into madness. They're searching for him in deep, deep madness, to the point of they start just acting out Krishna's pastimes with one another. They start talking to the trees, to the deer, and when the trees and the deer don't answer them, they have all these reasons about why they aren't responding. For example, there's the creeper that is bursting with flowers, and if I remember correctly, the reason why it doesn't respond is because it's just so overwhelmed in that praying. And I don't remember if it's that same creeper, but I think it's actually a little bit further on when they start seeing the footprints. And we've heard how they see Krishna's footprints. They see it marked with all the signs. In fact, they say, after seeing these footprints, the gopis said, "These footprints certainly belong to the crest jewel of benevolent persons, Nandanandana Sham Sundar, because the marks of the flag, lotus, thunderbolt, elephant goad, and barley corn are clearly visible." And then they notice Srimati Radhika's footprints are there with him. The gopis continued searching for their beloved Sri Krishna, following his footsteps. And noticing one young bride's footprints intermingled with hymns, they became very disturbed and talked among themselves. Actually, the Vipaksha gopis, they get very jealous. And what's interesting is, as we're hearing the talks of the gopis, we don't necessarily get distinction from Srila Shukadev Goswami as to which gopis are saying which things, but we can read in the commentary what's being said by Swapaksha, Vipaksha, and there's times where all the gopis are saying the same thing to Krishna at the same time, but having different meanings behind it based on which group they are in. So I'm going to try to not take up so much of the time. So then, as the gopis are seeing these footprints, they say, what they notice is that it creates a great commotion in their hearts seeing the footprints of Radhika. This is because the Saki who has taken Sri Krishna to a secluded place, Srimati Radhika, has snatched the nectar of his lips from us, which is the essence of all we possess, and is drinking it all by herself. So only the Swapaksha gopis, Radha's own intimate gopis, know that it's Srimati Radhika with Krishna. The gopis continue, "O Sakis, look, that gopi, Srimati Radhika's footprints," they're saying that gopi, to us we know it's Srimati Radhika, "are not seen over here. It seems that our dearmost Shyamasundar must have realized the sharp grass is pricking the tender souls of my beloved, so he must have surely lifted her here." As all the gopis moved ahead, one of them said, "O Sakis, look, here Krishna's footprints are sunk deeper in the sand. Certainly that lusty fellow has lifted his beloved on his shoulder, and with her weight his feet have left a deeper impression. O Sakis, look, that expert lover, Shamsundar, put his beloved down in this place, and this is where Shringar Vat is, and standing on his tiptoes, gathered flowers to decorate her." So this is what's happening right here. We can see from the footprints that only the front part of his feet have left an impression in the ground, and the heels are nowhere to be seen. "Look, certainly this expert lover Krishna sat down here and decorated his beloved's hair, just like an impassioned man, and for sure sitting here, he wove the flowers that he picked with his own hands into his sweetheart's braid." Oh, thanks. And so this is what I mean, one of the reason why I asked to speak about this place is because, from my understanding, this is an extremely important place to us in our understanding as sadhaks, and especially as Gaudiya sadhaks, because this is where we're getting the understanding of Srimati Radhika's supremacy. Throughout the Bhagavatam, leading up to this point, we hear about all the different types of devotees of Krishna. And up until this point, except for the Brajbasis and for some, like a few cases, let me actually not speak too out of turn. A lot of from what I've read in Bhagavatam, a lot of the prayers of different devotees are always asking the Lord for something. Please appear, please protect us. When they call for Vamandev, they need help protection from Bali. When they call for Lord Varaha, Lord Brahma is calling and saying, "We need your help from Hiranyaksha." Even when he first, in the very beginning, calls out to Mahavishnu, he's saying, "Oh, please help me in this act of creation so that I don't become egotistical. We later start seeing from Prahlada a bit of a shift where Prahlad has he actually, from what I've read so far, he doesn't call directly out to the Lord. He is just completely self-surrendered onto the Lord and allows the Lord to manifest at his will. What's fantastic here with the gopis is that the gopis then pray to Krishna because they want to see him. So right after this is where we'll enter into Gopi Geet. And in Gopi Geet, rather than praying to the Lord for some protection from some sort of outside foe, they start calling out to Krishna they want 4 things. They want him to place his hands on their head. They want him to appear before them now. They want him to place his feet on their breasts, and I can't remember the 4th one off the top of my head. So they're calling out and crying for an end to their separation. They're calling out for Krishna, and as we learn from our Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they're doing this for Krishna's sake and for Krishna's own pleasure, which is a huge shift from all the devotees outside of Vrindavan, at least that I've read so far in Srimad Bhagavatam. And here here at Shringarvat, not only have we learned about the gopis' topmost excellence of love, we've learned about how Srimati Radhika is topmost. Because as this is the same place where Srimati Radhika then gets left by Krishna. So Krishna has now placed all the flowers in Srimati Radhika's braid, and then she says to him, "Oh, I'm feeling very tired. If you want to go elsewhere, you'll have to carry me." And so he then crouched down so that she could climb onto his shoulders, but then when she went to go take a step up, he disappeared. And this is where she cries out that famous verse that Guru Devi has quoted a few times these last few days. Ha nata ramana preshta kvasi kvasi mahabhuja dasyaste kripanaya me sake darshaya sanidhim. O master, my lover, O dearest, where are you? Where are you, kvasi kvasi? Please, O mighty armed one, O friend, show yourself to this wretched maidservant of yours. And so as she's there crying in deep separation and anguish, the other gopis who have been seeing her footprints now actually come upon her. And they see that not only has she worshipped him greater in meeting, but now they see that she's actually experiencing an even higher mood and separation than any of them, and it's displaying her supremacy in both meeting and separation. So I thank you all so much for letting me speak, because at the end of this Ras Panchadhyaya, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-39, we hear, I won't do the whole Sanskrit. Should I do the Sanskrit or just do English? Vikirtidam Rajavaru Viritam Cha Vishnu Shadhan Vito Nishunayad Atayard Vardhayedva Bhaktim Padam Bhagavatis Pratilabdya Kamam Hrirogam Mashram Api Notachirena Dira. That a person who, with great faith, hears from his Shri Guru, Lord Shri Krishna's unprecedented pastimes of the Ras Leela with the young gopis of Braj, and describes them to others, very quickly attains para bhakti or prem bhakti, becomes sober and fit to dispel the heart disease of lust. So thank you, because you're helping me in that goal, because we have to describe it to others. And the last thing I'll say is that there was a pastime with Nityananda Prabhu, and so he was always absorbed with Baladev. And when he was here, he would be holding on to the cows, cry out, "Have you seen Kanhaya? Where is he?" Sometimes he would catch a hold of the cowherd men and ask them with tears in his eyes, "Where is Kanhaya?" Kanhaya is another name for Krishna. And one day, he heard an aerial voice announce, "Your Kanhaya." As Sachinandan Godahari in Nadia is waiting for you to come to him. So Shringar Vat is thus known as Nityananda Vat because Nityananda Prabhu resided here. In fact, the presiding deities in the temple are Sri Nitai Gaur and Sri Sri Radhakrishna. Gaur Premanande.
Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namayom Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Shima Bhaktivedanta Narayaniti Namine. Before I start to speak, I want to offer my obeisances to my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev Nitya Pravisto Om Vishnupad Astota Sata Shri Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and all Vaishnavis and Vaishnavas. So we're going to Radha Damodar temple. Radha Damodar temple is a very special temple because Srila Rupa Goswami's Samadhi is there, his Bhajan Kutir is there, Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Bhajan Kutir, and Srila Jiva Goswami Samadhi, Srila Gurudev's Pushpa Samadhi, and Srila Prabhupada's Bhajan Kutir is also present there, and so many more Samadhis. I think Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's Pushpa Samadhi, as Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj's, and many more. And let's see. So this temple is situated in the area of Sevakunj. Do you want to show the pictures, or I don't know? Okay. So Shri Rupa Goswami used to live here in his Bhajan Kutir, and the contemporary Goswamis and devotees assembled here for Ista Goshti, and in those gatherings of Vaishnavas, Shri Raghunath Bhatta would elucidate on Srimad Bhagavatam in his melodious voice. Shri Rupa Goswami compiled Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjwali Lilamani, and other sacred texts on Bhakti at this place. The young Shri Jiva Goswami was engaged in all kinds of services to Rupa Goswami, who personally manifested the deity of Shri Radha Damodar with his own hands and offered the service and worship to Shri Jiva. We also hear that that Srila Sanatan Goswami, he used to daily do parikram on Govardhan Hill, but when he got old and Krishna appeared to him in the form of a boy, and he said to him, he gave him a Govardhan Shila in the size of a banyan tree, and he said for him he could do parikram of this Shila. And later he came to Vrindavan with the Shila and did daily parikram. And in the Shila you can see Krishna's footprints, and I think was it the imprints of Krishna's foot, his flute, and a cow's hoof. So later, when Srila Sanatana Goswami disappeared, then Srila Jiva Goswami, he worshipped this Shila, and it's on the altar, and you can still go and take a darshan of the Shila. And for me personally as well, right, Sri Radha Damodar is a very special place, is because Srila Prabhupada's Bhajan Kutir is there. And we hear from Srila Gurudev how he used to visit Srila Prabhupada and how they used to do chapatis together and discuss Deep Siddhanta, and how Srila Prabhupada used to prepare before the time he came to the West. He wrote the first 3 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam. Correct me if I'm wrong with the details, please. I heard from Astasaki Didi how Srila Prabhupada used to sweep Srila Rupa Goswami's samadhi and beg and pray and weep for mercy. And she said that one night he had a voice calling Abai and Charanarvindam, and that he had a vision of his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, what are you waiting for? They are suffering in the West. They're waiting for you to come. You should come now. And in that way, this is quite like a significant place for me personally, because without Srila Prabhupada's mercy, I would never have been here. Srila Gurudev, he also used to always visit Radha Damodar Mandir and glorify as well Srila Rupa Goswami in front of the Samadhi, and let many devotees glorify Srila Rupa Goswami. And it's a very powerful place, because the Bhajan Kutirs and also especially the Samadhi of the pure devotee is just like a powerhouse for the sadhaka. So I pray that we can go there all soon, or otherwise by mind, and take shelter of these devotees and make a space in our heart for what they want to give to us. Shri Radha Damodar Mandir ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami gave the Madan Mohan deities to Srila Jiva Goswami to worship, and they worshipped until this day. But the original deities went to Jaipur, and now they worship a non-different manifestation from them there. Let's see, maybe can. Pratibhu Vigrahas, which are as potent as the original deities are in Vrindavan. On the altar with them are Sri Vrindavan Chandra, Sri Chalaikin Kania, and Sri Radha Madhava, and a few others.
such a baby amongst you all. A big baby. Thanks so much for sharing such relevance of Radha Damodar Temple for us. 'Cause sometimes there's like, the philosophy can be so lofty and so much, and then you think, well, what is it? How does it pertain to our lives? So it's amazing that Prabhupada came to America for us. Okay, so moving through the Dham, we'll come out of Radha Damodar, and we'll turn left back to the Parikrama Marg, and then we'll make a right. And on our right, we've arrived at Jarumandal. One very sweet temple. Where's my Parikrama book? There it is. Okay, so there's a couple pastimes that happened here. Oh my gosh, what page is it?
Do you want the book?
Sure.
592, Jarumandal, right?
Jarumandal, yeah. Actually, I'll use my phone. I think it's easier. Okay. Yeah. I really like that. Okay. So, this place is connected to Shamananda Prabhu. The pastime connected with this place occurred at the time of the famous Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Shamananda, Srila Narottam Thakur, and Srinivasacharya, who were studying Srimad Bhagavatam and the Goswami literatures from the young Srila Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami gave Shamananda Prabhu the service of sweeping this ancient place of Krishna's pastimes. One day while he was sweeping, in the early hours before dawn, Shamananda found a golden anklet. And Jiva Goswami had instructed him, if you find anything, specifically any lost object, any jewelry, then you have to directly return it to its owner, not to anyone else. And if anyone else tries to claim it, don't give it. You have to give it to the owner. So Shamananda carefully tied the golden anklet in the corner of his upper garment. And just so be it, a short while later, 2 Braj Balas, young girls, came to him and said, "The anklet you found belongs to our Saki. Please give it to us. We've been looking for it." So having this instruction, and Guru, the instruction of the Guru is high topmost, Shri Shamananda humbly replied, "Whoever the anklet belongs to must personally come and collect it. I will not give it to you." The young girls replied, "Don't you feel any shame? How can you dare desire to see the face of this young daughter-in-law?" But Shamananda adhered to his words and did not give them the anklet. The 2 young girls then brought their girlfriend to Shamananda and said, "Tie the anklet around her foot." Shri Shamananda's hands trembled with pain as he tied the anklet around the foot of their friend, who was none other than Srimati Radharani herself. And her 2 Sakis were Lalita and Vishaka. Srimati Radhika ceaselessly desires to bestow mercy in this way upon her loving devotees. So by this event, Shamananda's life became blessed. His name before was Dukhi Krishnadas. But on receiving the mercy of Srimati Radharani, his name became Shamananda Das. And then Lalita Devi stamped that anklet on Shamananda's forehead. So even today, those in the spiritual family lineage of Shamananda Prabhu wear a tilak in the shape of the anklet on their forehead. So Shamananda Prabhu ki jai. So there's also really another very, very sweet Leela here, which is, I guess I can't show it, but maybe you can pass the book around after to show the what's it called? Mortar. So there was an old lady who lived here at this temple, Jarumandal, and she had a grinding stone. And she would use this stone to grind wheat for others. And in this way, this is how she made her livelihood. But but she was so devoted to Krishna. As she would grind her wheat, she would just sing. Her beautiful voice sang the sweet names of Krishna, while the grindstone made a loud, rumbling gar gar sound. So one day she was grinding during the early hours before dawn, absorbed in singing the sweet names of Krishna. A beautiful, dark complexioned young boy appeared, and he put his foot on the grinding mortar, and he said, "Maya, why do you turn the grindstone in this way? It makes this rumbling, loud sound, grr, grr, and it's so early that you're waking everybody up." And the lady was a little bit fearful of him, and she said, "This is how I make my living. If I don't work, how will I maintain my life?" And the beautiful, dark-complexioned boy replied, "I will put my foot on your grindstone, and people will come to take darshan. Everybody will give donations because my footprint is here. And this will maintain you so you don't have to wake everybody up early in the morning." And then he disappeared. And when morning came, the old lady saw that the boy's footprint had fully appeared on her grindstone. A crowd of people lined up, desirous to take darshan of that footprint. And that crowd increased day by day, and the lady was easily able to maintain herself just by the darshan of Krishna's footprint. So there's this, the grindstone is there, even. And Krishna's footprint is there. So sweet. And everybody is still leaving donations on Krishna's footprints till this day. Such a sweet spot. And also one little bit secret. That's what's so magical about Vrindavan, because there's so many secrets. There's so many hidden places and little gullies. You can turn right or left and end up. Just my friend Anita wrote me that she went somewhere that we've never been on Parikrama, where yesterday where Vasudev entered the Jamuna to carry baby Krishna across. It's not on the beaten path. Our Parikrama has never gone, but some special people know these places where they are. So upstairs at Jaramandal is still a part of the Gopi Geet tree, the tree where as Haridas Prabhu shared how the gopis go to the Jamuna and they're not singing, they're singing their, what did you say? It was so beautifully the way you said it. Not out of suffering, but they were suffering, but the way you... It was like their prayer to end their separation. Yes, and their separation. So in Jaramandal, no one really knows. You can go up like 2 flights of stairs and then behind a little gate, and then there's a piece of the tree that's just hollow the right word? Like it's like huge, and then the hollow inside, and it's just a part of it. I mean, it goes down to the ground, but there's like no branches or leaves, and this is the preserved from all these years, thousands of years, where the gopis went to sing their beautiful Gopi Geet. And so that's another 3 holy places, 3 holy pastimes in one spot. But as we know, everywhere we step, every it's full of because Radha and Krishna are doing their pastimes. They're everywhere. They were, are, still are. But for myself, it's I'm in the, what's it called? Yes, Trishyaman Prakash. So, well, we're very fortunate that, like she said, Srila Prabhupada came and told us about the Holy Land of Vrindavan, and then our Srila Gurudev, actually, it was one of his main missions of traveling the world, was to bring people to Vrindavan. He said he was very adamant on going to Parikrama. He said if you have no money problems, no visa problems, then you must come to Brajmandal Parikrama. And of course we know our being in Vrindavan is consciousness, right? Srila Rupa Goswami says in the 8th verse of Upadeshamrita, we can't be there physically, be there by mind, and sometimes we're more there by mind than when we are with our physical body. Or Srila Gurudeva said sometimes that someone's wife has to stay at home and take care of the kids and the house, and the husband gets to go And she's thinking, oh, my husband's so fortunate. He's there with Gurudev and he's in the Holy Dham. And then the husband's thinking, oh, I wonder how my wife is. I wonder how the kids are. And did she remember to do this? Did you remember to do that? You know, so it's all in the mind, what we're meditating on. So it's very wonderful to celebrate and be together and remind each other where we are. And like this morning we went to, where did we did Parikrama, Vrindavan Parikrama in Midtown. So, Shri Jarumandal ki jai. They also go to Shringavat Seva Kunj today, but I'm really desiring that we hear a little Seva Kunj from Rani Didi. Probably not tonight, but tomorrow morning. Because Seva Kunj is our Gurudev's heart, and Gurudev said, can you paint my heart? Well, only one thing I will say about Seva Kunj is that one time we were in Gopinath Bhavan, and during class was going on, and then the Pujari at Seva Kunj, were you there? The Pujari came in, and he said he had a dream that Srimati Radharani gave him the sweet rice and said, bring the sweet rice to Narayan Maharaj. So he just immediately came and interrupted the whole class. It was so ecstatic. And then we were all, like he gave, like they had a leaf plate, a bowl of sweet rice, and it was a fight just to get a little, everyone wanted a little piece of that sweet rice, like thousands of people. I did get a little, I got a little bit. Yeah, it was really amazing, really amazing. So, praying we can just make our hearts Vrindavan, our hearts and mind in Vrindavan, and continue to take all this Chintamani dust. It's all Chintamani. All the pastimes are in all the dust. I don't know this, it's only what I've heard. And so praying to take this dust on our heart and in our mouth so we can eat it. So it enters our heart and explodes there. And on our eyes, we can just see properly, hear properly, taste properly, speak properly. All of our senses get purified. Jai. Kartik Vrindavan Dham ki. Shri Brajmandal Parikrama ki. Shri, what's it? Brajmandal Parikrama Kori Pulapara. What is it? Kori. Palankori Bhaktivinoda ki. Shri Gaur Premanande. Shri Gurudev ki jai. Guru Parampara ki jai. Gaur Premanande.